What up, what up, what up? Welcome back. Coolinwithcourt. If this is your first time on this channel, we talk about personal development, spiritual growth, financial stability, and plenty more with no boundaries or limitations. So what that means is, tell them y'all, we talk about whatever though we want to talk about, right? No boundaries and limitations, okay? So listen, I want to discuss service to self and service to others, okay? And what those are, y'all, pretty much is self-explanatory, right? Service to self is pretty much sounds selfish, right? You worry about you, right? Service to others, you looking for it to help others, right? So now these two paths, right? Service to self and service to others has pretty much everything to do with this third dimension that we are currently in. Right? This third dimension illusion. This is what it's all about right here. It's about service to self or service to others. And in this third dimension, you have to make a choice of what you're going to do, right? So before we get in too deep, just understand everything can only be known by its opposite, right? So that's the duality in everything, the positive and negative. That's the duality. Everything has a duality to know itself, right? So service to self would be the negative polarity. Service to others would be the positive, right? Now you have to understand what these are. I'm speaking of energy. Okay? Universal energy. Right? And these universal energies is service to self, negative, and service to others, positive. Right? Not good or bad. Okay? Because in today's society, they teach us good or bad. Based on the Bible, you do good, you go to heaven. You do bad, you go to hell. Because and when it comes to energy, right, you have to understand that all this belongs to one source, this energy. And you have this duality energy of positive and negative energy, two different forces that amounts to be balanced to become one, okay? So the good and bad does not exist. It does not exist because just because you have the positive energy on this side, you have the negative energy on that side, does not make one either good or bad, okay? So let's get that normal good or bad out. Let's throw that out, okay? It don't exist. Now, you have to polarize, okay? We have what we call a polarity in this third dimension with this energy, right? So this energy, look at it as a magnetic pole, okay? These two forces, this positive and negative, they pull away from each other. Just your north pole and your south pole. Look at it like that. Your north is positive, south is negative. They pull away from each other, right? They don't go towards each other. They pull away. The force goes away, right? That's the polarity right there. Positive and negative. And that's what you have as service to self and service to others. So that's why they say you're going to heaven and then hell, because the North Pole and the South Poles, right? The magnetic poles. So consciously, our soul's evolution has to go through this in the third density. Only in the third density, though, does this happen, right? Now, that's why this density is so important, because before third we had the first and second density, right? Beingness, awareness, growth, movement, right? So now you have to also keep in mind that everything was created to have that free will. To have free will. Okay? Everything was created to have that free will. So being that the negative choose to manipulate people's free will, in a sense, right? They can do that. That don't mean it's bad. In a sense, ideally we look at it as, yeah, it is bad. You know what I'm saying? But that is positive or negative. That's the energy. That's the force. That's what they chose. So like I said, in this third density, you have to make your decision. You have to make your decision. And then once the decision is made, you will stop polarizing. Meaning your decision is made already. What are you going to do? You're going to serve others, or you're going to serve yourself, right? Serving the light, or you just like to chill in the dark. You like the dark. You like the dark side, Now, also, this third density, being that this is where we make this big decision before we die, pass on, like they say, depart from this body, right? When we depart from this body and we go into the fourth density, we have to make that choice of service to self or service to others. Because that's, like I said, that's what this density is all about. Now, you have to also know, in this third density, right? In this third density is also where we have fear. Now, the vibration of fear equals separation. Okay? The vibration of love equals unity. Okay? Remember that. So, fear does not come into the third density. It's part of the ego. The ego comes as part of that third chakra, the third yellow ray chakra, your solar plexus, right? So, and that's what the ego does. It causes separation because it needs definition. It needs, everything needs to make sense pretty much for the ego to understand, right? So that's the separation that causes so much blockage, right? So that's why you have to balance your chakras, okay? Now, the thing about the negative energy and negative polarity is it can only go so far up the densities. I talked about the densities already, the 7 densities of consciousness. The negative can go pretty much only up to the 6th, to the mid-6th density, before it has enough pretty much wisdom to know that it cannot keep going because it needs love. It lacks love. You got to have the love because the creator is love, light, right? So that's when the 6th density negative retraces back down the levels and comes back to the 3rd density, because that's where you make that decision, comes back, reincarnates back to the 3rd, makes that decision again, and chooses service to others in order to continue with the soul evolution. Y'all, this is deep, I know, deep. So, but it's crazy because this is how life works. This is how life works, and so many people don't understand it and lack this information. And it's out there. It's out there to find. So a couple things with the service to others is love. Love, y'all. Unity, love, unconditional love. Unconditional love. That's what takes you to the next density, which is 4th density, is the law of love. And so many people cannot show unconditional love. And I mean unconditional to the point where if somebody fire off you right now, bah, hit you, you ain't gonna hit them back. Is you gonna turn the other cheek, or you gonna hit them back? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just to the point where you have, and that's just the analogy. Oh man, that's just an example, but it's crazy because you have to show so much unconditional love to your neighbor. Love your neighbor as you love yourself, to not even let that have transpired in the first place, to get physical, where they even swing on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's all about the love, y'all. You know. So now a service to self would be more on the person that hit you, that don't care, that just, you know, to just negative, narcissist, just manipulative, always, constantly, and wants to try to get over it, only wants desire. For example, sexual transfer energy. They only want their own desire. They want their desire, they get their desire, they not worry about their partners getting that same sexual transfer energy. That's a powerful energy. And to be able to manipulate someone during that and to just get your own arousement is pretty much helping a negative polarize. Because you got to understand that on a pole, right, these two, positive and negative, are pulling away, right? They're different paths, right? And when you depolarize is when a negative entity decides to, he fails at manipulating, fails at succeeding in what they were trying to accomplish. So you have to understand that it takes so much, it takes a lot to be on a negative level, a negative entity level, because you have to do so much. The negative polarity has to do, manipulate on a massive level. So we know who's out there right now manipulating people on a massive level. You know what I'm saying? They doing it on a massive level. Manipulating, taking people's freedom of will away, taking their choices away. We see it happening, right? That, when you start to manipulate on a high scale, on the masses like that, that is called service to self. That is negative polarity. Okay? And when they can't manipulate, they depolarize. So don't think negative entities will walk around just, they do pick and choose their opponents, trust and believe. But if you know deep and down inside they can't touch you, they can't touch you. Because it takes a lot more for them to be able to manipulate, and they know they can and who they cannot manipulate. Okay? So they choose weak people. Right? They choose weak people where they feel they're vulnerable or went through a situation or even take advantage of situations. Okay? Now, you also got to understand that negative entities appear to be very, very well dressed, very attractive, come to you well-mannered, well-spoken, and they win you over with the, you know what I'm saying, the appearance of what you desire. You know what I'm saying? What you see, you know what I'm saying? And they get you that way. So it's up to you to be able to protect your energy, knowing they cannot touch you. You know what I'm saying? So be wary of that, y'all. They come attractive. So you just got to understand that this is all a part of positive and negative, is all part of one energy force. This is how the creator chooses to experience itself on a positive level of what it is and on a negative level of what it is not. Right? So take that, y'all. Run with it. I'm going to go deeper in this, like always. You know, different videos will touch on different topics and subjects, but it all will come together. So just be tuned in. Make sure you're watching them all. You know, so I ain't going to keep y'all Next video be coming out soon. Always, y'all, love light, keep y'all head up, protect yourself. We out.